Poor Chinese guy gets impaled in the ass. As you can tell from these images, this unlucky Chinese fellow from Xi'an City had a major pain in his ass last week. According to reports, the dude works as a handyman and was on the second floor of a building, installing an AC unit when he fell. By the looks of things, he fell directly on top of the spiked fence, and those large metal spikes became lodged deep inside his place where the sun don't shine. Firefighters soon arrived to help the skewered fellow and proceeded to remove the fencing with heavy power tools. The man can quite understandably be heard screaming in agony throughout the ordeal. He was finally taken to the hospital, where surgeons removed the metal spikes from his behind, an experience he'll likely never be able to butt out of his memory. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. This guy isn't the only person to be impaled in the butt, and he won't likely be the last.
Man survives gruesome rod impalement in China. Warning. This video contains graphic content. Viewer discretion is advised. This man is lucky to be alive after falling from scaffolding and then being impaled by a thick iron rod in China. It's not clear from reports when the accident occurred, however it appears to have happened recently within the last week. This footage shows the aftermath of the accident as firefighters and hospital staff worked to get the rod out of the man's body. According to reports, medics who attended the scene had no option but to leave the bar inside the man in the event that they might injure him by removing it. The accident reportedly took place at a construction site in Shenzhen in Guangdong province. The construction worker was walking along scaffolding when he reportedly tripped and fell. After falling, he landed on an iron rod that pierced his body through his buttocks and exited just under his shoulder. The rod was reported to be 22mm thick. Medics took the man to hospital where an operation to remove it began. Firemen were called in to cut the lengthy rod so that surgeons could operate on the man. Following treatment, the man is reported to be recovering in intensive care. The man, who hasn't been named, reportedly screamed as he fell and scared his fellow workers, with witnesses to the accident saying they think the man tripped before falling. Chinese authorities have launched a health and safety investigation into what caused the accident. This man isn't the only Chinese construction worker to survive impalement in 2015. Earlier this year, a man was impaled by a 7-foot metal rod through his genitals after reportedly falling at a building site in Jiangzhou.
Mine worker miraculously survives after being impaled. A mine worker in South Africa survived after being impaled by a 6-foot metal rod while working in an underground mine shaft. On January 10th at 3 p.m., Daniel DeWitt was working in one of Sibanye Gold's mines 3.5 kilometers underground. At around 3:15 p.m., he was using an instrument called a gaula to unblock a drain that had been clogged by mud. The instrument is 1.8 meters long and about 2.5 centimeters in diameter. It is sharp on one end and blunt on the other. At around 3:35 p.m., DeWitt's foot slipped, and the gaula went through his legs, penetrated his body, and came out his back below his left shoulder blade. At 3:47, emergency crews secured him to a stretcher. The helicopter then transported him to Netcare Mill Park Hospital. At 6:34 p.m., he underwent surgery. 19 days later, and minus his left kidney, DeWitt was able to walk again and was discharged from hospital. DeWitt is already back on duty, working with the rescue team, putting out fires and unblocking muddied dams.
Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews.
Woman slut drops onto metal pole and impales butt. Party girl Bonnie Lee Brown is tasting her 15 seconds of fame because of a dance move that bit her in the ass. On January 28th, Brown and her girlfriends were pre-gaming for a night out on the town in Sheffield, England. Getting their groove on before they hit the club, Bonnie Lee decided to bust out the slut drop. But what she failed to notice was a shoe rack sitting directly below her derriere. Ouch! Brown wound up having to get 3 stitches on her butt cheek and a tetanus shot in case of infection. Once she was done at the hospital though, she and her friends resumed their evening and danced the pain away. Not only that, Brown says she went to work the next day and went out again the next night. She's such a good sport, she uploaded the video for the rest of us to get a laugh. Who wouldn't want to party with this girl? Dance on, sister!